Hello, this is my review of the Sig-551 Sportline model airsoft gun. I had this gun for about 5 years, and I really think it's a great gun it's discontinued to my knowledge at this point. The entire ICS Sig family of replicas are discontinued. This is the cheaper model that you'll find. You might find for sale this model where maybe it's more expensive metal brother that usually runs for roughly $300. This usually runs about $180 to $200. I bought it for $180 off Airsoft GI at the very end of 2019. And it's a really good gun. It's certainly worth the price tag of $180 in my opinion. And it served me very well. I've probably used this thing 5 times, almost I think all of them outdoor games. So I have a good idea of how this thing performs out of the box. I've done no upgrades to this, no internal or really external modification except for a red dot sight, obviously. So with that said, and one thing I really this is the, and I'll get into it later. This has an attribute that's it's very good that I'll get into later. But so to start off, this is a plastic flash hider, plastic sight and barrel or front sight assembly. This part of the barrel, this metal part, or this is metal actually. You'll see the gas tube, mock gas tube that runs through these cutouts in the handguard. That is metal actually, cheap metal though. It's a very light aluminum. It sounds like. This is a plastic handguard. This is where the battery goes. It takes a stick type or AK style battery that sits on the top of the handguard. Handguard separates by punching out this pin right here, and then this handguard, the lower part slides back, the upper part is removed, and then you stick your battery with a small type Tamiya connector. Anyways, getting to the receiver, it's both the upper and lower is plastic. The magazine is plastic and translucent. It comes with a high cap magazine. Holds roughly 400 rounds. The one unique feature is the trigger guard it rotates out of the way if you need it to be, which is kind of cool and unique. The trigger is metal. This part right here, this magazine release is plastic. The pistol grip is of course plastic. It's a very nice feeling polymer. It's kind of thick. Kind of reminds me of the FAL pistol grip. Very nice feeling pistol grip. The fire selector is metal. Of course, you have semi-auto and then full auto there all the way at the end. It's also ambidextrous. Same on the other end of it. Stock is one of the weaker points in my opinion. This is a relatively flimsy feeling plastic stock, in my opinion. So. But it gets the job done. It hasn't broken on me, and I really haven't had much of a fear of it breaking. Then a rubber butt pad, which actually feels pretty nice. Turn the gun over. You'll see your other fire selector switch right there, of course. Your charging handle, which is a plastic charging handle. We'll pull it back to reveal your hop-up system, which is very similar to the Bren and FAL that I've reviewed previously. Which is a rotary style hop-up. It's a very nice hop-up. It stays in place and it's very easy to adjust. Which actually attributes to with that attribute that I was talking about to begin with. This is the most accurate gun that I own, for sure. It is, and I do no upgrades to it. This thing is the accuracy, meaning the consistency of which the BBs fly out. In other words, if I were to put like a target out at range and measure the MOA or the diameter or radius of the grouping, essentially, this is I anticipate this to get the best grouping. I don't know why that is. It's not the longest barrel. It's not the most expensive gun I own, but for one reason or another, this thing is incredibly accurate. And speaking about performance, its FPS out of the box is about 350, so it's certainly not the strongest gun, which might actually attribute to why it's so accurate. It's not shooting super hot. Its fire rate is decent. I use 7.4s for this thing, and it shoots probably 13 to 14 rounds a second. So certainly nothing to shrug at. Its range isn't the best. I mean, considering it's only shooting at 350, you're gonna get roughly 160 to 170 feet accurately. I use 2.8s, typically 2.5s. I use more or less 2.5s with this thing. Anything 2.8s you can use, but 3s are too heavy. You're not getting, you're actually losing range with 3s with its current setup. So in other words, it's a nice performing gun. It does not have a quick change spring, unfortunately, or else I probably would have changed that already. It does not have a quick change spring. It does not have a MOSFET either. It's a version 3 gearbox. But I've used it 5 games, and I have no qualms about it. It is what it is. You know, it's a relatively weaker gun FPS wise. But like I said, it's extremely accurate. Its trigger response is pretty good. No MOSFET, so certainly you can get better, but the trigger pull it's a really light trigger pull compared to other replicas. There's quite a long travel time for the trigger, but it's pretty light. The iron sights are very clean. You probably won't be able to see them, but very well at least. If you've ever used a SIG in a Call of Duty game, you know they're very similar to that, with a full ring, of course, almost like an MP5. Of course, they're kind of low to the gun, so using a lower face protection, you're not going to be able to get your face down low enough to utilize the sights. So of course that's why I had a raised red dot sight, which works very well, especially with the integrated rail, which is not removable. The upper rail is not removable from the upper receiver. So anyways, the Sig-551 in my arsenal is a really good gun. It used to be one of my favorites because I've had it for so long, but I've gotten so many guns I don't think I can really say that anymore about it. But I really enjoy this gun, and it's a very rare replica. Not even just the ICS models, but the whole platform as a whole is a very rare platform to see out in the airsoft field. Which again, like many of my guns, I wish I saw more of these of this model or of this replica. So if you can find an ICS Sig, I highly recommend it. I imagine it will perform very well. ICS is a great brand. I have a couple ICS guns, so and the Sig is a beautiful rifle. That's basically my thoughts and my review of this gun. Yeah, if you have any questions, you're welcome to comment, and I can hopefully answer them. And as always, have a good day.